Well, thank you so much, Charjo, for being on my show. Thank you for your service as well. Truly appreciate what you do. How long have you been in the military?
20 years.
20 years?
October will be 21.
Wow. Now, you come from a military family, is that correct?
I do. My father, he served for a little bit. I got several uncles who retired from the military. So, yeah, family rich in military history.
Mm-hmm. How did you get into bodybuilding?
Well, I got into bodybuilding in right at the beginning of 2018, as a result of something that tragically happened to me in 2017. So my dad, he was killed, and I was losing it, trying to figure out, what I needed to do to turn my life back around, because I was going down fast, and I was so successful at doing my military stuff and just being a cool, good person. And but he was my best friend, so I lost him, and it really affected my mental state really bad. And so I was going down, and I had remembered that people were asking me about would I do bodybuilding, but I told them that I wouldn't, because I didn't have time for that. I love being in the gym. People said I had a pretty good physique that I could possibly step on stage, but I wasn't really into that life. I was into the party boy life. I was going to the club, having drinks, eating what I want to eat, and I just love working out, because working out in the gym replaced me playing college football, because I played college football the majority of my life. So once I stopped, that's what I went to. So somebody during that time when I was going through that hardship, somebody asked me again, and I said, why not? Let's get into it, because I knew that it would take everything in me to do it, because it's something that I definitely didn't want to do. But I figured, me being a person of faith, that was a sign that was sent to me that, hey, this is your way out. Mm-hmm. This is the way how to save yourself, how to get back on track. Let's jump into this. And so far, it's been nothing but a blessing.
Absolutely. I want to go step back a little bit. So prior to, and I'm sorry for your loss with your father. I know that was very devastating. You were a personal trainer, correct?
Well, I did some personal training. I did get my personal training diploma from MPTI and my nutrition certification, but I didn't really get into it because I stepped into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I think I was getting ready to go that route, part time, because I was Army during the day. That's my regular 9 to 5 or whenever I'm working. But I did want to get into personal training, so I had went to school to do that while I was working. But there were some other plans in store for me, so now I step on stage.
Now, you are part of the U.S. Army. What do you do in the Army? What is your job, if I may ask?
Well, I've had several. I'll start off by saying what the base is. So I'm a 90 Alpha officer, which means that I'm logistic. I started out enlisted with communications, and then once I graduated from college, I took a commission through ROTC, and I commissioned as a logistic officer. So once I did that, and I got up here at the National Guard Bureau, which is where I'm at now, I've had a ton of different jobs that I didn't even know existed. So right now, I'm actually in a very sensitive position right now, where I handle a lot of training for sexual assault.
Oh, wow.
And sexual harassment prevention and responses. So that's what I do right now, currently.
Wow. Did you see that video of that girl beating up that guy that tried to come in the gym and take advantage of her? Did you see that?
I did see that.
Yeah, the guy was coming in at night, and I guess he tried to Yeah.
She let him in because she thought, yeah. She did everything that she needed to do to protect herself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Thank goodness she was able to do it.
Well, I know you have a beautiful family. You have 3 daughters. Is that correct?
I do. I have 3 daughters and 1 boy.
Oh, well, I was off by 1. Are you going to get them into fitness industry? What do they think of their father doing the being at the Olympia and competing in men's physique?
They love it. Well, my son, he don't know what's going on right now. He's only 3 months.
Yeah.
But my girls, from what they've told me, they love it. They've gone to some of my competitions. They rooted me on. You know, even argued. You know, a little bit. They're into it. You know, you should have got this and you should have got that. And I was like, okay, babe. But they're into it. My youngest one, she thinks I'm a superstar. She thinks I'm a celebrity. I'm this guy, you know, and I don't think I am, but you know, she does. So they think a lot, think highly of me, you know, doing bodybuilding right now.
You are definitely a celebrity and a superstar. And, you know, you just have this powerful mindset to you. So I know your first Olympia, I want to say, one of your first Olympias, you actually placed, what was it, 12th?
I did, in 2020.
Yeah, 2020, you came in 12th. To come back in 2022, 4th.
Right.
Which is amazing. Most, you know, I mean, obviously you look great at the Olympia. And if I'm mistaken, I want to say, what was it, 75 guys that you competed against? How many was it?
Yeah, it was quite. I think it ended up to be like 68.
68.
I believe. But it was a ton of guys.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah.
Who do you work
definitely
with?
The big.
I'm sorry, you cut out.
I said definitely the biggest one.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm just gonna go back again. You know, when you're, you know, and not to bring it up, rehash it, but when your father died, and you're going through that hard time, how long did it take you before you said, or somebody said to you, hey, you know, competing in a show? How long did that take? Was it a couple of years? Was it a year that you went in?
No, it was a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks. Oh wow.
It was a couple because my dad, he so his birthday was November the 30th, right? And then December the 7th we was getting the call, you know. So we had just celebrated his birthday, and then we got called with the ultimate news.
Right. I'm sorry.
Like a week later, you know what I mean? And so I had figured out what I wanted to do and had a coach by January.
Wow.
Yeah, because like I said, I was going down fast, and me knowing myself, being able to project, you know, how I'm feeling and stuff like that, I needed to move ASAP.
How
important?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying that I had already had that on my mind as a possible solution, and it was a confirmation when somebody else asked me about it.
Mm-hmm. You know, your father's very proud of you and what you're doing. You know, and I know he's looking down at you, and I know he's right there with you when you're at the Olympia. He's there with you every day. And, you know, again, I'm so sorry for your loss because I understand I lost my mother, but, you know, this is so important because bodybuilding it can help channel a lot of things. It can help a lot of people. You know, in our sport, there is some mental health issues there that some of the athletes go through. And I think that the weights are a great way to, you know, channel that and get rid of all that depression or anger, whatever you have. So I want to ask you obviously bodybuilding has helped you a lot. So what does bodybuilding mean to you?
It means everything to me because I knew that along with, I knew the Lord sent me that, you know, to pull me out of the hole. So I'm clinging on to it because I don't want to let it go right now because it's been like my saving grace, you know. And since I'm doing very well and I haven't been doing it that long, it just seemed like it's just so right, you know. So I just keep grinding, and I love what I'm doing right now. I love to get on stage. I always love being in the gym, but to actually like build and sculpt and just get on stage and put on a performance or put on a show and, you know, just show people personality, showing people that, hey, no matter what you have going on, if you make up your mind that you want to do something, you can do it, because I have a ton of stuff going on around here. And, you know, I still find myself or find time to do what I need to do on all fronts and just make it happen.
I was just going to ask you that. How do you find the time to train and work out and get everything in with your job?
I just, time management. Gotta have time management, and you have to be flexible, because there's a lot of variables out there that pop up on you, especially when you have a family and you have kids.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, I mean, there were plenty of times where I thought I was going this place, but I got a call and, oh, nope, I'm going that place.
Right.
But, you know, at the end of the day, you have to have it in your mind that it's okay, but just know that you still got to get that work done.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You may have to shift your priorities around during that day, but at the end of the day, all the tasks need to be completed.
So one thing you said that really grabbed me was mindset is everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, right?
Right.
Yeah, you got to have that strong mind to do what you do. So I know you competed recently.
Yeah.
What is the next goal for you now?
Next goal for me right now is I'm back in the gym and I'm building the size that I lost during the off season, so that I can come back on at the end to requalify for the Olympia this year. That's
Okay.
my goal.
Are you still working with the same coach? Do you have a different coach, or who's in your camp right now?
My coach is always and forever will be Omar Ventura.
Okay, yeah.
That's my brother. And Dwayne Turner, he's my in-person trainer.
Okay.
Yeah, so those two guys, I'm rocking with them until the wheels fall off. I don't ever see a issue, you know, between us two. You never know the future, but I can't see it. These are my guys to the end. Omar has turned me pro, and then once I got with Dwayne, he has been able to put eyes and fine-tune me, you know, as far as like form in the gym and intensity and, you know, just different things that I didn't know about because I wasn't a bodybuilder, to give me that knowledge that I needed to get.
How did you find him?
How did I find which one?
Omar.
Well, I found him on Instagram. So how it works is, so it's like, okay, I was a fan, you know, of men's physique category, right? And I always listened to, you know, some of the top guys in the league, and they would have that question posed to them: how do you find a good coach? And you got to do your research,
Right.
and you got to look at the bodies that they produce, and you have to look at what bodies that they produce are similar to yours, so you can kind of get an idea of like, okay, I'm this tall, I'm kind of built like this, maybe I could end up like this or better, because I've seen what he has done with this person and they're very similar to me. So, you know, Omar was at the top of my list. Luckily, I was blessed enough for him to answer my email right away, and we got to work.
So for those, I mean, Omar works with some of the top men's physique guys, like ERIN Banks, is that right? Andre Ferguson? No?
Andre Ferguson, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He worked with Kaiki.
Okay.
So Carlos, Raymond Edmonds.
Raymond, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, Raymond. I
Yeah.
love Raymond.
Oh, yeah.
He's tall.
Gotta love my guy.
Are we gonna ever see him back, or what? What do you think?
I would love to see Ray back, but I have no idea.
I thought he was gonna come back last year.
Yeah, I have no idea. He's very successful, you know, with what he's doing,
Sure.
and he feels good about it. And so, as long as he's happy, we all should be happy. But you never know. I would always love to see him back on stage.
Who was your role model in men's physique that you looked up to, or who's your favorite?
Well, when I first came in, I couldn't get enough of Andre Ferguson, man. He was killing the game, man. I just felt like that was the guy, right? And then it just so happened that, you know, when him and Ray started popping off, and then I was looking at Ray, I was like, well, I'm a little taller guy, you know? So then it was like, okay, this is my crew, right? And then Kaiki came about, and I just felt like I picked the right team because all these guys were my guys. You know, I looked up to them, and every time they stepped out on stage, I expected to win, you know, whether they did it or not. That's how much of a fan I was to go with those guys, and to actually, you know, be on the same team with them. I was like, wow, this is a dream, right? You know, it's so crazy. And actually step on stage with them, it was like step after step after step, you know. It's like, wow, now I'm on stage with my guys. So it's just been a blessing.
When you were up there with Diego, up with Brandon Hendrickson and Aaron Banks, what did that feel like for you?
Oh, it felt incredible. You know, I'm up there with the best, you know, and it was just like, how I really felt was like, oh my goodness, all this hard work is paying off. You know what I mean? Kind of like a sigh of relief. My main thing was this was my third Olympia, right? And I was tired of, because my mom and some of my family, they come to every Olympia. And I was tired of them buying those final tickets, and their boy wasn't up there, you know?
Right, yeah.
So I put it in my head during that Olympia prep. That was my goal. My goal was to make it to finals. I knew that I had a good chance to get at least top 10 because I was projected to go top 10 last year, but I ended up getting 12th again, and I was off. And I was off because I was in a military school, and I was training during the military school, and they gave me permission to show up, you know, to Olympia in 21. But I was off because they still had me in online. I was in online classes the day before the show.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, I just wanted to do what I needed to do because this is the opportunity for me, and I love to do it. So if I can find a way to make it, I'm going to make it. And, you know, for me to get 12th back to back, and I didn't slip as much as I thought I was. I mean, because I thought I was done. I was tramping backstage and everything. It was just a whole mess. Yeah. And it was a stress. You know, my cortisol levels was up, and I just didn't have enough rest being in school and all of that. So, but I didn't make no excuses. I just got it. I just did the best that I could. And I ended up getting 12th again. I was like, oh, man, because I thought I was going to get last place. But knowing that, going into 2022, knowing that I was off and I still got 12th place, I felt like I was definitely going to be in the top 10 because I knew I was going to be rested and I knew I was going to be better. So I just didn't know how much better I was going to be. I never even thought about fourth.
So when when they called you out in the top 5, what's going through your mind?
At this point, when I'm on stage, I'm in go mode. So I'm like, let's see what I can do, you know? So I don't know. I come alive. Like, I'm a very mellow person, but on stage, I'm kind of different.
Oh, yeah.
I light up, and my personality on stage is way different from me walking around being normal. I just come alive. I like to perform. I get out there and I like to do my thing. And I was just trying to see, well, since if I belong, let's see how high I can get.
Do they really talk smack to each other on stage? They say that men's physique guys are the worst.
They do. You know, when you turn around and you know, face that curtain and they're doing a back pose, it's a lot of trash talking going on. You can't see the lips, can't see what's going on. But yeah, I would say like the guys who are really competitive, they may say something, you know, here and there to somebody else. or, you know, some of the guys, we got great camaraderie. You know what I mean? So if we get on stage together, and I know I've been rocking with, you know, like Corey Morris, for example, I probably competed the most with, me and Corey have probably competed together the most out of anybody that I've been on stage with. Ever since I came in, I've done a ton of shows with him. So it's all love every time on, whether we being competitive, if we turn around and hit it from the back, you know, we hit that back post, and it's like, let's go. You know, we hyping each other up, trying to, you know, hold it in, but it's all love. But sometimes there's some trash talk.
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious though. So, what was your Olympia? I mean, obviously you got fourth in the world. After that, you know, what's the game plan now? Let's just say you were to become Mr. Men's Physique Olympia. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? How are you going to change the men's physique? How are you going to be a great ambassador for men's physique? I mean, you already are with what you do and everything, but I know like this is something that you really want.
Yeah, I think that as far as me personally,
yes,
I don't think I really have to change anything, because I'm me, you know, and I think I'm not a crazy person or somebody that you can't get along with. You know, I get along with pretty much anybody, and I talk to everybody.
I guess change in the sense where if you were to become, say, like the men's physique Olympia champ, how are you going to motivate others in the sport, be an ambassador? What's the first thing you would do?
I need to be out there more in the crowd. Mm-hmm. I need to be out there with the actual athletes, the amateur athletes. I need to be at the shows. I need to be overseas. I need to be out there. I think Jeremy Buendia and Brandon Hendrickson did a great job, you know, as ambassadors of the sport. You know, they travel all the time, you know, and they put on for men's physique. I can honestly say that those two guys really got out there and did a great job as an ambassador for men's physique. So I would kind of like follow that same blueprint, you know.
So let me ask you this then, and going into that, as you know, next year there's going to be a weight cap on men's physique.
Right.
What do you think of that?
I think that it's cool. I don't have an issue with it. I think that it will kind of like silence a lot of the critics, because so men's physique, they said, you know, we have a criteria, right? But, you know, there were no specifics laid out, you know, for the masses.
Right.
So even though we thought, you know, we kind of knew what it was, whatever the case may be, there were others who, you know, just didn't have any idea. And then they would say, oh, well, he's too big or all this. But you know what? With the weight cap, what can you say?
Nothing.
How can you say I'm too big if I'm under the weight cap? They put a weight cap on classic physique. You'll never hear nobody saying, oh, he's too big for classic physique. You know, so I think the majority of it is silence the crowd, the critics.
What do you think of guys who come in who are obviously bodybuilders, like who belong in men's open but come into men's physique? What do you think of that?
When they first come in?
Yeah, sure. If you see a guy, you're like, oh, this guy he's totally men's bodybuilding.
I don't have an issue with that, because it's like an introductory, you know, show. Mm-hmm. These guys, if they coming in, they don't know what to do really, or where they might belong. So, I mean, to come in at you know, doing, you know, men's physique is a more attainable, you know, look. So it's I don't blame them for, maybe I might want to be a bodybuilder or something, but let me see if I can, let's see if I can handle this kind of training first. And let's see if I like actually being on stage, you know, without trying to do, you know, a bunch of like workouts for a long period of time, because, you know, the big open guys, it takes a long time for them to build what they have.
Sure.
You know, so for them to get their feet wet, I don't think that's a problem. I don't have an issue with that, with them stepping into men's physique doing that, because it kind of gives them an idea whether they want to keep doing it or just move on. So I don't have an issue with it.
What do you think about certain people that say that men's physique don't train legs?
Well, some don't.
Mm-hmm.
Some don't. I think it's fair to say that the guys at the top, you can see clearly that they train the legs.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have to think about what kind of body type we have. So usually, the men's physique guys aren't the guys with the big calves. Those are the guys, the hard gainers, with calves. So yeah, of course, if the calf were like a real part of the criteria, of course we would try to do what we need to do. But those guys are more athletic guys that play like basketball and things like that. We don't have big calves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is extremely athletic. So I know that, a lot of guys, they don't train legs as much as the upper body being men's physique, but it's fair to say that the guys that are at the top, you can easily see that they train legs.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I just saw a video of Ryan Terry posing, and his legs are all more shredded than most men's open guys. It's crazy. But you're right. You're absolutely right on that. I know you played football, so I got to ask, what's your favorite team? Who do you like?
Well, I'm a Dallas Cowboy.
Hey, I like the Cowboys. Yes.
Let's go. Let's go.
Good team. Do you ever think that, again, prior to what happened to your father, do you think you would have went in the NFL if you would have pursued it more? That's something you would have been interested in?
Of course, because I played football ever since I was 7 years old.
Wow.
Up until college. I really don't know, because we didn't really have I don't feel like I had a real shot at like a pro day.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you never know. I don't know. I knew that I wanted to get out, and I had looked past that a long time ago. I think even before I became a senior, I wasn't even thinking about, even though I was a starter, because I started my last 2 years, I think my junior year, my senior year, I started, but I wasn't even thinking about the NFL. I was just trying to do something with the military and just try to make something for myself, because at that time I had my daughter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you think next year you'll be in the Arnold Classic?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. I like that show. It's such a great show, right? It's so prestige.
Hey, I was supposed to do it this year, but I applied to do it this year, but we were pregnant.
Oh,
so we changed.
Yeah.
So the plans changed.
Right.
But yes, I have every intention to do the Arnold.
So what are we expecting?
That's the first bodybuilding show I went to, big one.
Oh, really? What year?
Yeah. 2018.
2018. So, I know you said after your father had passed, you actually got your pro card in 2018, right?
I did.
You did. So that's just how ambitious you are. I mean, when you really want something, you put your mind to it. You go and you do it, because that's nationals is where you got your pro card, right?
Right.
Oh,
4 shows.
okay. How many?
4 shows I did. Huh?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I did 4 shows, and that 4th show I made it.
Yeah, good for you. I just love that. I believe that when you work hard for something, it pays off. Obviously, with this Olympia coming up in Orlando. Who is your top competition besides Aaron Banks? Who do you think's going to be coming in and bringing some noise besides yourself?
Besides myself, well, I mentioned my boy earlier, Corey Moore, definitely gonna be bringing that heat.
The king of the delts. You two have a very similar structure.
We do. Actually. I have quite a few pictures of us side by side. It's funny. Like I said, I've done the most shows with him out of anybody, and we always standing, close to each other. So I think he will bring the fire. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what Wendia bring back, to the stage. Is he going to be able to, be that top guy again? I'm curious. I want to see it. I see he's massive over there.
Right.
I think it would be awesome just to have him back. Who else? Obviously, Diogo is going to be back.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to be back. Myself, Brian Terry is going to be back.
You're going to have a lot of heavy hitters coming in, but that's okay, right? You're going to show them what's up.
Yeah. I'm actually not worried about anyone. It's me versus me.
See, I love that. That's the way it should be. It's not really about other.
I'm not worried about any of those guys. I know that if I do what I need to do and I bring that package that the judges want me to bring, then I have just as much of a chance than anybody.
If you can give a amateur men's physique competitor advice, what would it be?
I would say already competing or thinking about it?
Thinking about it.
Thinking about it. Okay. I would say make sure you have a strong why, because it's going to get tough. And that strong why is going to keep you going when the times get low. So I would make sure your why is strong. And even if you just want to try it, see it through, because you owe yourself an answer. You owe yourself that much to see if you can actually make it and do well in it.
Mm-hmm.
So just have a why and believe in yourself.
So tell me, besides dieting and training, what is so tough with the men's physique and competing? What are the challenges?
Other than what?
Besides dieting and the training, what are the challenges in men's physique? Because to me, it's actually, I like men's physique. I love the look. So beautiful, healthy looking, and the abs. I'm always inspired by the abs.
I don't really think there's much more to it.
You think it's just more mental for some of these guys?
Yeah, it's definitely mental, but it's mental across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Every category, it's all mental, male, female. As far as men's physique, I don't think it's patience.
Patience, yes.
I think people become impatient, and once you become impatient, then it messes up a lot of your mental.
Yeah.
You can't ever see results through because you're impatient.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that being patient is something that is extremely tough. Easier for some, but harder for others.
Mm-hmm.
Just having that patience.
Mm-hmm. What is when you? So if I were to ask you what's your favorite body part, what would you say it is?
I'm an arm guy.
Okay.
So I'm an arm and abs guy.
Okay.
Can I say two?
Yeah, you can say whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an arm and abs guy. I can remember when I was in like second grade. Somehow I got me a little weight set in my room.
Aw.
And but I wasn't doing it for bodybuilding. I was doing it to be strong on the football field. And I always wanted to make sure that I had big guns. So I wanted to make sure I had big arms, and I wanted to make sure I have a six pack. So those two exercises, I mean, in any way that I could, I was killing it. And you know what? It shows today, because those things I don't have to work on when I'm getting ready for a show. I don't have to worry about abs. And I'm just starting to train arms again after like 3 years.
Wow. What is your favorite ab exercise to do?
My favorite is hang knee raises, hang leg raises. I love the combination. Just mix it up with a knee raise and then a leg raise.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah, those are my favorites.
Oh, cool. So with the military and what you do, how do you get the training in? How does your typical day start? Like when do you get your workout in?
So it just depends. Every day isn't the same. So that's what I was saying earlier. Just have to be flexible and kind of game plan it if you can. Right now, I'm waking up at 5 a.m. and I'm on the road by 6 coming to work. And I work all day. And then when I get off of work, either I hit the gym on the way home or I drive home, eat, and then go back to the gym.
Okay.
And that's like a Monday through Friday. But if I'm on a weekend or if on an off day, if I don't have to go to work, I go to the gym as early as possible, get it knocked out, and then I'm with my family for the remainder of the time.
How often do you pose?
You diet down, train hard, and supplement smart for months. When the time comes to step on stage, don't leave your tan to chance. Go with the pros. Pro Tan. #1 worldwide since 1987 and the official sponsor of the Olympia for the last 15 years. Don't step on stage without it. Pro Tan.
How often do I pose?
Do you pose? Do your poses and stuff? You're posing.
Oh, I at least hit a little bit of my posing probably every session.
Okay.
In the mirror, just trying to, because you never know. Like, you see a lot of different things. I wonder if I can do that. And then you'll try to do it, and it's like, no, that don't look good for me. But yeah, I hit a little bit of posing almost every session, just to become smooth with it, because when you don't, you're super rusty when you get back on that stage. And I can't afford to be rusty right now. When I come back out on the stage, I have to be blazing on every aspect.
Yeah, you got to make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's, because you know they're coming.
I can't afford it.
So I have to ask, you have a very beautiful wife, Angelica, right? Am I saying her name? Angelica?
It's Angelique.
Angelique, okay.
Yes,
I was close,
yes.
somewhat close. How long you guys been married?
2 years.
3 years. Congratulations. That's so sweet. Now, does she go crazy when you're on stage and doing your thing?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I can hear her in the crowd.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my that's my heart right there. That's my queen. She gives me a ton of support back at home. And that's what you need. You need that good support system. And she definitely provides that for me.
Well, that's why I bring it up, because, you're a great athlete. You're a great family man, father, husband. Thank you again for serving our country and doing what you do. And you're such a great role model and ambassador for the sport. 100%. And, you have such a huge fan base. Huge. It's amazing.
You think so?
Oh, you absolutely do. Yes. And then when you start smiling with these beautiful white teeth, I got to put on sunglasses because they're so bright. But, listen, the men's physique is all about presentation, right? Like you said earlier, like when you're on stage, you just light up. The moment that you walk out, it's on, right?
Right.
Some guys I see in men's physique, at some of these pro shows, they're not smiling. They're not really taking their poses serious. It's like they really don't want to be there. And I often wonder, that's not what this is about. At least put some love into it. You work so hard to get there. Let's finish it up and, make the best of it, in my opinion.
I would. So here's a couple of things I would say about that. Sometimes you work so hard that you don't want to mess up, and then you don't have fun when you're on stage,
True.
right? One of the best feelings is being on stage. And if you have that pressure on you, it's hard to enjoy it and really, like, I want to say, flourish on stage. You have to have fun. That day you have really, you have a lot of fun. It's easy to smile. It's easy for people to see your personality. Through your posing, it's very apparent. On stage, you can kind of tell how somebody is off stage, kind of.
Sure.
But yeah, I think sometimes people put too much pressure on them, and they don't have the right guidance to, like, say, hey, when you practice how you play, or you play how you practice, rather. Excuse me. And if you don't smile while you're practicing when you're posing, you're probably not going to smile on stage. You're not just automatically like, okay, now I'm going to smile. But you spent hours and hours and hours of posing, and you never really smiled, while you were posing. It don't work like that.
No.
You definitely have to practice, what I'm saying, how you want to play. And so you gotta hit it, especially. And it's something I had to learn too, even with posing. When you get into it and you're trying to condition your body, I found out, like, it's two types of conditioning. You have the cardio conditioning, right? But you also have the posing conditioning.
Yes. That's
you
true.
know, and that matters because, yeah, I have the best physique on. If I have the best physique on the stage, but I haven't really practiced a lot of my posing, and I'm only good for like 2-3 minutes, and this guy looks just as good as me, the judges are just gonna keep flipping us around.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? If I haven't been practicing, I'm gonna start gassing out.
Sure.
And then once I start fading away, I'm gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have that kind of conditioning on stage. So when you do practice your posing, you need to practice it. You need to be hitting it hard, like you're on the stage, because it's gonna matter.
All right, so I got to ask a question. Why do some men's physique guys wear white shorts? White.
I don't know. I stay away from white.
I would be so afraid to wear white with all that tan, you know?
I think that if you have a super small waist, you have nothing to worry about. I don't think that the guys are really too much worried about the tan. I used to see a lot of those guys, if they have like light colored shorts like that,
Right.
that have the towel wrapped around them, just trying to protect it a little bit. But I mean, I don't want to be worried about that. I already got plenty of other things I need to be worried about. I don't want to be like worrying about my shorts. And plus, white does not do me any justice.
No.
I need to have some dark colored shorts, so something with a bright, brightness in it.
Something's
but
going
a
to make
black
you
band.
pop, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Some
So-
people look good with white, but
They do, but that tan, like I saw one guy the last show, he looked like he had marks on his white pants. I'm like, oh my gosh. It just doesn't look
Yeah.
good for pictures, but that's me. I want to know for the future, do you have any projects going on relating to the industry or anything like that? Or I don't know if you do any personal training with people or you work with people with posing or lifestyle coaching, anything. Do you do anything like that?
right now,
Yeah.
um,
Or in the
sorry,
future? No, you're fine.
right now I'm taking a few clients for posing. I kind of shied away from it because I just don't have time, with work and working out and my family, I just didn't see how I could fit it in, but I can fit a couple of sessions in sometimes. So I do a little bit of posing on the side. anytime I can get to a posing seminar to help the league, you know, show these guys what posing is supposed to look like and talk to them, I'm always on it. You know, anytime they call, I'm always on it.
Where are you based out of?
Virginia.
Okay. Okay, cool.
I'm up here with Gary.
Oh, okay. Oh, Gary Udit?
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So let me ask you this. In your downtime, when you're not training, you know, what does the typical family day look like? Do you guys go to movies? You just stay home? I mean, what do you do for fun? Oh, there is no fun.
Well, we do a little bit of everything. Sometimes we just chill. Sometimes every once in a while we have a game night.
Oh.
Well, we break out like old school games like Trouble.
Trouble. I remember Trouble. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Connect Four,
Connect
you know,
Four.
Jenga. And, you know, we'll have a good time. Sometimes we watch a movie. It just depends. We don't do the same thing. We just mix it up.
You know what I adore about you is that you make the family time. I know a lot of athletes, professional, who have families and they don't make the time. They're so focused on just the division that they're working, you know, bodybuilding, whatever other classic. They're just so focused that they forget about the family time, and that's so important.
I don't know. I'm the kind of guy that I can't see how they can do that because, I mean, family comes first before anything. I mean, that's how I was raised. I was raised that if the home ain't right, ain't nothing right.
True.
So I have to make sure that we good in the house before I can try to do anything else because I can't afford to lose my family.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people don't value family as much as they used to be back in the day. Hence, you see a lot of high divorce rate and stuff like that. But the way I was raised, we definitely, you know, we got God and then we putting that family first. And that's how we gonna make it.
Amen. I love it. Thank you so much. I'm going to leave it with you. If there's anything you want to say to your family or your fans or anyone out there, if you want to give some sponsors, some shout outs, I'm going to leave it on you and we will be done with our interview. And thank you so much for making the time to come on out of your busy schedule.
Listen, it's been a pleasure. Like I said, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. You said, you know, I'm a celebrity and this, but I never think about myself like that. I just think that I'm a regular guy. Like I'm in the gym and people talk to me, hey, can I take a picture? Yeah, come on. You know, but, you know, when you know I'm in peak week, you know, kind of just wait. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm in the zone right now, but I have no issues with talking to people. I've been showing gratitude in my gym actually lately. I've been stopping people and asking them to take pictures with me. And I've been posting it on the gym page. But I want to give a shout out to, you know, everybody who has been supporting me. You know, I feel so honored to have a fan base at all. You know, just people who want to see me succeed. Thank you very much for being in my corner. I appreciate it and love you guys. And I'm always gonna, you know, I'm always put on. You know, if you're in my corner, you can always expect for me to come out the corner, fight, swing, because I'm a competitor and I love to compete. I also want to give a shout out to all of my sponsors. You know, Transcend is one. I also have a new sponsorship that nobody knows about, but I'm with White Lion Lab now. So big shout out to them for bringing me on. Let's go. Also, Chulaware.
Yeah.
Yep, love Danielle. She's been rocking with me from day one. The Outfit. Thank you, Brandon, for supporting me. You know, everything that you've done for me. Thank you. And L Aesthetics. This is weird. I have a med spa sponsorship.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's actually pretty nice.
Yeah. My wife was like, let's do this. And you would have never thought like how it would work out, because I'm not that kind of guy. I don't go
Right.
get anything done like that. So to just for them to open their doors and bring me in and expose me to certain things and take care of myself and my skin and all of that, they really opened my eyes. So I appreciate them for that. And also Long Life Meal Prep. So they keep my meals rolling. Awesome company, and everybody else. I have a long list, so I'm just gonna rattle a couple real quick. Body Mass Composition, Kaizo Health, Lift Tech, and I'll give you one more. Muscle Egg.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Hey, I'm loving that med spa thing because, men's physique guys, they're pretty. They look good. I see some guys back there getting their makeup done, doing whatever they need to do. It's flawless. You have to be flawless. It's that polished look.
That's crazy. I never get my makeup done. I'm one of them guys. I'm like, hey, just spray my face
Just spray my face.
and I'm good.
And I was in there getting my makeup done, and there was a men's physique guy just getting foundation put on, all up.
Yeah, I've seen it done, and that's them. But I don't know. I think I can just get the job done with spray, but I gotta have it though.
You gotta have it. Well, thank you
Yeah,
so much, Charjo, for being on. I appreciate you, and God bless you and your family, and good luck at your next show, and we will definitely see you at the Olympia.
Thank you so much for having me on, and like I said, I appreciate it. And I can't sign off without telling my family, thank you for all your support that you've given me, and we're gonna keep rocking. We'll make it to the Olympia, and I'll see you at Olympia as well.
All right. See ya. Thank you.
Thank you so much.